climber review. Let's get right to it. So let's kick this off with the first thing you're gonna have to do, and that is getting it set up in your house. And well, it's extremely easy because you don't have to do anything. They have XPO deliver it and XPO set it up. And if you're worried about that, you've heard horror stories, I see it in the comment section all the time about XPO. Well, I have had a lot of gym equipment set up for all the reviews I do on this channel, and XPO has done many of them, and it's been very pleasant. They are awesome when they come in. They're super friendly. They do a great job. They get in and they get out, and they're very, very nice while they do it. So I only have good things to say about XPO. I have not run into any of those horror stories, and I just wanted to point that out real quick. Now, as far as thinking about putting a climber in your house and how it's gonna fit, it's a little more permanent. And what I mean by that is an exercise bike. They're usually 2 foot by 4 foot. They roll around easy. You put them where you want, move them when you want. Rowers, kind of the same story. They either fold up or they can go full vertical. They're easy to move. This is a little bit more large marge. It measures 31 by 35 feet and about 88 inches tall. I just did that, so they're rough estimates, but it's gonna take up a bit of space and it's a little more permanent as far as how it's set up and how it looks. But I will say, the wife wanted to reorganize the room we're in right now, and I was dreading moving this. I thought it was gonna be horrible. I had not moved it because they set up, I left it right where they set it up. And it's got wheels on the front. I was able to tilt it and roll it over really well. It actually was very simple. The only complication was when I got close to the wall and I had to come off the wheels and try to scooch it. A little bit more challenging, probably a 2-person job, but it did move around pretty well. But due to its size, it might not fit in a corner like a bike or a rower would. So you have to take that into consideration. But if you have a spot, it's a nice little setup, and just leave it there and let it do what it does. I've had no problems with it and I like it. And I almost forgot, my ceiling height in this room is at 90.5 inches, and I don't think you can go any lower than that. This thing is snug, it fits, there's no problems at all, but any lower than that, and I think you're gonna have problems. So much more to come, but if at any point you're watching this and you go, boy, that's helpful, I'm glad he pointed that out, feel free to offer a little kickback and hit that like button. It makes a huge difference, and I really appreciate it. And a little bit more about the cardio. When I first started using this, I started to wonder if I was actually gonna get the cardio I needed. Not because it's a bad product, not because of anything they did, but because when I started using it, after about 20 seconds, I was dead, exhausted. And I worried that I just wasn't gonna use this long enough to get the cardio I wanted. I needed more than a 20-second workout. Well, I learned a couple things. First, I had to build up some endurance. I was not in shape for this type of workout. This is very different to me, not something that I've done before, and I just had to put some work in. But second was the way I was working out. I was doing everything with my legs and I was kind of going full out. But there's technique to this and learning the form. When you're pulling on these, you need to pull with your arms and support your legs, and that's where the full body exercise comes into play. I also had to keep my posture right, keep my core engaged, again, full body exercise. And as I started to learn that form, things became much easier. I also learned that you can mix up what you're doing with the exercise. It's not always you have to make huge steps. You can make smaller steps, faster, smaller steps. You can change the pace you're doing. There are a lot of things that you can tweak. You can take breaks sometimes, and that's often built into the content. And sometimes if you need to, you can just switch users. All right, the switching users thing was a joke, except for that one-time laugh. But in short, what I'm really saying is if you're looking for amazing cardio, but also targeting your whole body, just getting a great whole body exercise in, you're not gonna be disappointed here. This thing will work you out. Moving on to the content and what that does for the experience. It's kind of what you would expect. You have this nice big screen right in front of you, and it has a user interface that is very easy to navigate, has different categories laid out, very easy to find different exercises and picking the one that you want with the instructor that you want. Once you do that, they're right there in front of you. You have that instructor and they're guiding you through the exercise. They're gonna have the structure of the workout prepared and run you through different things. And they actually have quite a few things at their disposal. And some of the things they'll do is moving these handlebars. So there's a button here, if you click it in, you're able to take that vertical and that just changes it. The positioning of how you put your hands and where you're pulling and what muscles you're engaging, versus the hand grip you might use. Sometimes you're gonna use these and go more full leg exercise for a quick sprint. They also have this resistance that they can do. So it goes from level 1 to 12. And at 1, it's basically thinking of it on your own. This is not providing any feedback. It's just free floating. You've got to do it on your own. And up to level 12, where do not compare this to a spin bike. This is not like it's gonna put so much resistance in there that you can barely do it. It's enough resistance to make it more challenging and change the way it feels, but not I can barely move this like you would associate on a bike. So that is what you'll expect from that. I want to make it clear of what you should get from that based on what your expectations might be and making sure that matches. But they do have quite a few things to mix it up, keep it interesting, and keep you not feeling like every workout is exactly the same. I also like that they give you breaks. Sometimes this is a very hard workout, and when I was doing it on my own in just manual mode initially when I was testing, I was getting tired and I just wasn't sticking to it. But once I did it with them, I realized the way they're changing the pace, the way they're taking breaks, the way sometimes you're just doing baby steps in between and then you do a power session, kind of an on-off hit type workout. It makes you so you can get a longer workout in while keeping that heart rate elevated longer and getting a boatload of cardio. So they do a good job getting the most out of the workout. So that was enjoyable and I thought they did a good job. So from a content perspective, it's gonna get the job done. You're gonna have the instructors do the things you wanna do and get the results you want out of something like this. And if you're someone that's motivated by data, there is a lot of information on screen to keep you interested. So you have a reach, tempo, power, distance. You can also connect a heart rate monitor, have that information on screen. You can connect Bluetooth if you want extra sound from a different system. You have the ability to control the volume, whether that's the music, master, or the trainer volume. So you do have a lot of controls at your disposal. And yes, you can pause it as I have it paused right now to explain these different features to you. So if that's something you like to be able to do, or you live a lifestyle where sometimes things happen, you need to step away and you don't want to just lose your progress or have it continue without you, you're gonna be able to do that. Moving on to what I love and don't love about the climber, starting with what I love. And I've already covered this, it's the quality of the exercise, exactly what you want out of something like this. But when you are done working out on this, you are completely exhausted. You know you got a great workout, and not just in the cardio side, but the whole body, engaging lots of muscles, your legs, your core, and your upper body. So that is absolutely fantastic. You're gonna get the results that you want when you buy something like this. Moving on to things I don't care for as much, and I won't call this so much a negative or a hate. It's more of a what I hope I see in the future, but is the content. They do a great job. It's just like all the other connected fitness solutions. You have that instructor vibe. You can pick all sorts of different instructors, different types of climbs, all sorts of different workouts that you can put them on the screen and work out along with them, and they do a fantastic job. It's very enjoyable. But as someone that's tested a lot of connected fitness equipment, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, let's see some new options. Mix it up. Don't just always be instructor based. And what I would love to see out of this in the future is two things. One is scenic climbs. So make it look like I'm going up a real mountain, have footage of that mountain, have markers going up as I get there to motivate me to hit that next marker, have bonuses for as I do certain things and how I work out and how fast that's gonna make me move on the screen climbing up that mountain. Make me feel like I'm outdoors really doing something, really climbing up something, but make it fun to do, not just a visual. That would be very enjoyable and a way to have different types of content to mix it up. But also gamify this. Put a couple games in there. Make it where you compete against others, maybe in real time or their previous climbs that they've done, but have it in a game structure where it's highly motivational. There's points, there's leaderboards, there's bonuses, all that kind of stuff, those different motivational aspects. So again, not a negative. They do a fantastic job and they have so many options. It's a good machine and the content is fun, enjoyable, and there's lots of variety from that type of content. But as someone that has tested so many machines like this, I'm always looking for more. So I'll wrap this up with one final point, and that is make sure that you enjoy this type of exercise. And that goes without saying, it might be common sense, but if you're gonna get a bike, same thing. Make sure you like that type of exercise. Rower, make sure you like the movement that you do with rowing, and same thing with this. You're climbing, you're using your arms, you're pulling, you're stepping. Make sure that that is something you could keep doing and enjoy. But if it is, you are gonna be impressed with this. It is a nice machine and it's also so easy to use. You put your shoes on, you step on the paddles here, you grab these, you select a workout, you're on your way to getting a fantastic workout and exactly what you want when you buy something like this. So if it matches you, you're probably gonna be pretty happy. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay on top of all the products out there that help you take back your health. But until next time, here's to a healthier you, and have a good one.